Scandinavia's best Gran Turismo gamers have come to Silverstone to fight for the chance to win a professional racing contract. They will be judged by former champion racing drivers Stefan Johansson and Risto Virtanen over the course of a week on a range of physical and mental challenges. This morning saw the gamers tackle challenges on and off the track. This afternoon, they'll be undertaking a challenge that is off the charts. As they leave Silverstone, they have no idea what or where the next challenge is. Risto and Stefan like surprises.
Yeah, this place is amazing, huh?
It's amazing.
I think we're going to drive a car as we're in the racing suits, but I don't know where.
I'm sure that they don't expect things like this.
No, the course is incredible. I mean, they're not going to know what hit them.
It's like a military airbase or something.
It's gonna be mega.
Today we're at this amazing Cold War Air Force base. And today's challenge will be an auto assault course, and it's going to be all about car control.
You're gonna find a very challenging track. You need to do drifting. You're going to hangars where it's really dark. Outside it's sun shining, so it's difficult. And then you need to find also the braking points to the maximum. And we are looking for the perfect driver who can handle these all different conditions.
Søren and Timo, we will keep an extra close eye on you. You finished on the bubble in the last elimination. We're hoping that you've improved. Remember, one of you will have to go home after today.
The gamers will be guiding their cars around this old military base as quickly as possible, but without picking up too many time penalties. They'll have to negotiate their way through a carefully crafted auto assault course, pushing their awareness, perception, reaction skills, and car control to the limit. First up, they'll enter a derelict aircraft hangar, where they'll have to demonstrate car handling skills by drifting. They'll need to lose traction in the rear whilst maintaining just enough control. Failure to burst each balloon above their heads will incur a 5-second penalty. Next, the gamers drive into a dark aircraft hangar, illuminated by a laser minefield. Similar to F1 drivers entering the famous tunnel at Monaco, the gamers' eyes must adjust quickly. If not, they'll set off the mines, again incurring a 5-second penalty. Then they will come up against simulated hazards as they break through a cardboard wall. They'll need to react quickly to get the car into position, before using an onboard paint gun to hit the targets in front of them. Only then can they leave the hangar. As well as the obstacles in the hangars, they'll have to negotiate a figure-of-8 drifting section, before racing underneath the water bar and stopping the car in the stop box at the end of the course, with wet tyres. The quickest overall time, including penalties, wins. They'll need to strike the right balance between speed and control. This is the last challenge before the second elimination, and power struggles are developing at the top and bottom of the group. Søren and Timo have once again been singled out by Stefan and Risto, and need to show the judges something special if they are to stay at the academy.
Both of them struggled yesterday when we did the practice drifting, so hopefully they've had a night to think about it and maybe figured out a way to get around it in their head before they get here today.
Yeah, this is like a last chance for them before the elimination.
With Timo putting in a great performance in the reaction test, the pressure is on Søren.
I'm just looking at Timo because it's very important to do better than him.
Søren gives it everything, but missing 3 balloons will cost him in time penalties. He's still his usual confident self, but perhaps the pressure is finally starting to tell.
Yeah, I think it was okay. I think the worst part was the hangar, and you go very slow in, and you turn slowly around, and you think about, maybe the other did faster in there, so...
Timo is the next man in. In the first hangar, Timo has more success than Søren, bursting 2 balloons, but despite his best efforts, he's slower around the course and just fails to beat Søren's combined time. With only 0.4 of a second separating them, Søren and Timo are as close as ever.
I've done the best I have been able to, so yeah, let's see. I hope it's enough.
At the top, it's early leader Jani and rookie Philip vying for supremacy, with Jesper becoming an ever closer threat.
It's really close competition. You have to be in the top every time.
Jani finally seems to be reining in his aggression. He incurs only one penalty, but has he now sacrificed raw speed for accuracy? His time before penalties is slower than Søren's. Whichever tactics Jani might be employing, nothing can compensate for Philip's secret weapon.
I'm Philip Larsson, and I am from Örnsköldsvik in Sweden, 19 years old, and I live on a small farm. I have my old Volvo, it's rear-wheel driven, and in the snow and the winter it's quite easily to get oversteering. You're like almost always catching up the slides you get. I clocked my Volvo once and it did 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in around 20 seconds. And I read that the new Nissan GT-R does the same in 2.7 seconds. It will be very amazing to drive. I have never been on the racetrack, so I don't know how I will perform. I just had the driving license for 1 year, so they said I was the true definition of virtual to reality. So that's cool.
Philip might be young and inexperienced, but he knows Jani's his main competition, and he's determined to beat him.
I need to be faster than him. I will show here on the track that I am faster, hopefully.
He takes the judges' breath away. Although he misses 3 balloons and sets off a landmine, his speed is such that even with 20 seconds of penalties, he still finishes well ahead of everyone else.
But I mean, it's staggering how much quicker he was than the rest in just the overlap before the penalties. I can't.
Nearly like 30 seconds.
Everybody else was really cautious when they drove into the hangars and out of the hangars.
Yeah.
And he was on the gas before he even left the building.
That's amazing.
Is that possible?
Without knowing the scores, it's impossible for Philip to know if he's done what he set out to do.
I think it totally depends on the balloons, the penalty, because the times are very equal. It depends on how many mistakes you did. But hopefully I beat Jani.
Jesper is last to go, and after the telemetry challenge, he's now become a serious contender.
Jesper stood out as being very, very impressive, I would say.
It's really close, but I think I'm doing all right at the moment. At this point, I think I'm probably in the top 3.
Top 3 overall, perhaps, but in this challenge he finishes a strong second, behind a seriously impressive Philip. Jani is 6 seconds back in third, but both Søren and Timo are way off the pace, 30 seconds behind Philip's winning time.
Too hard on the throttle, be adaptable. I mean,
As the judges are discussing the performances, something unexpected happens.
I know I might be a little bit behind in the race, but I've done it in games before, and I know I can be really high up there. That's what I wanted to
thank you,
do.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Timo came over, and I think he just wanted to get something off his chest. You know, I think he maybe felt after some of the comments that's been made and some of the, when we've just been talking to him, you know, sort of as a mentor, that he does, maybe he feels that we think that he's not motivated enough or wanted bad enough, and he just wanted to let us know that he does. You know, he's here for the right reasons. And I think it's good that he did, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's what they do out there that matters.
As the elimination draws closer, the judges have gathered to discuss the fate of the drivers.
Philip, I see there's a natural talent, raw speed.
He's able to take it to the limit. I mean, he's on the limit, which is more impressive to me than car control almost, because he's really the one who's leaning on the car hard.
And Jesper?
I think he's got equal or maybe even better car control in a way, but he's much more cautious.
Jani,
Yeah.
I've been expecting more from him because he's got the experience from the Formula 4s.
Whether it's bad habits, that's maybe somewhat his problem. And then we got the same two guys on the bubble again, Søren and Timo.
Both of them are having little problems with control of the car.
They didn't do any time trials. I think that's it's a different story when the pressure is on, and they have to deliver a time.
Armed with the name of the second competitor to leave race camp, Stefan and Risto go to find the gamers.
Well, guys, it's elimination time again. You knew when the day started that unfortunately one of you would have to leave today.
Timo, unfortunately you need to leave the race camp today.
We were close. He's very slow at reacting. He's coming off the throttle way too late once the car starts sliding.
Yeah.
And I think it just, it clearly caught him out today. Sadly, Timo was slowest both on the overall lap, and he was also slowest after the penalties was added.
At this level with this group, you just know that you have to be on top of your game. Maybe I wasn't. 5 long years trying to get here. Now I made it. Can't be happy that I'm out now, but what can you do? Only one can survive in the end. This is the end of GT Academy for me, but this is not the end. I think this is more like the start. I'll take one beer and that's good, and I'll be fine.
I do not believe that was 100%! I don't even see him from the mirrors. Where is he?
As you know, only one driver can win this competition.
Never give up. That's the only thing. Just keep at it. If you really want it, it'll happen.